Good afternoon and welcome to Heartland Farms Field here on the beautiful campus of Amherst High School as we get you ready for some Midwestern Wisconsin Conference girls soccer this afternoon between the visiting Assumption Royals and the home Amherst Falcons. Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Maves alongside Trevor Selesky here in Amherst. A quick little rain shower went through, cooled things down. Expect more throughout the game, but both teams got acclimated to it just a little bit during the warm-ups, and we'll see how both teams and goaltenders play throughout that on and off, on again, off of again rain this afternoon here in Amherst. Assumption coming in at 3-0-2, winners of their last three games. They tied to begin the year against St. Mary Catholic and Wrightstown and have been on a three-game win streak. Beat Altoona Fall Creek last Thursday, 6-0. Took down Regis McDonald on Friday, 4-0, and then a good game on Saturday, taking down Richland Center, 1-0. They stand in third place in the Midwestern Wisconsin Conference behind the Amherst Falcons and Melrose Mindoro, who they will see next week. As for the Amherst Falcons, coming in at 7-1-1 on the year, they tied against Mosinee last night under the tutelage of Bill Spees. Going through their games here, they beat Clintonville 9-0, Watoma 7-0, Medford 2-1, Adams Friendship 6-3, Mawson 8-0, Waupaca 5-0, Sparta 5-2. They lost to Marquette from Michigan 4-1 on Saturday. That was a part of a triple header game, a tournament over in Waupaca, and then they tied against Mosinee last night. So still a handful of games left for Amherst. A couple of left for the Assumption Royals. Again, part of this conference for the first time in school history. But should be a good one this afternoon. One loss Amherst and no loss Assumption, vying for that top spot in the Midwestern Wisconsin Conference. Left for Assumption, they will host Watoma Wild Rose on Thursday. They will head down to Adams Friendship on Saturday and take on the Green Devils and Mauston on Saturday before heading back home to take on Melrose Mindoro on Monday from Washington Elementary School, and then wrapping up the season on June 3rd at Arcadia Independence. That's going to be quite a trip as well for the Assumption Royals. Getting a cool afternoon here in central Wisconsin as the starting lineups are just about to be announced. We will go through the starting lineups for the Assumption Royals and the Amherst Falcons when they are announced, which will most likely be after our national anthem. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in this afternoon as we have soccer from Amherst here exclusively right here on Zaleski Sports. Give a big shout out to head coach Jim Wendels and assistant Lisa Klein. Lisa came over and gave us the starting lineups, and we will step aside quickly for the national anthem and come back to Heartland Farms Field for your starting lineups here this afternoon.
Need incentive to get started at Mid-State Technical College? 1-2-3 for free can save up to $900 on tuition. Start this summer if you'd like. No catches, no application fee or essays to write. 1-2-3 for free at Mid-State. Get started at mstc.edu.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Welcome back to Heartland Farms Field here on the campus of Amherst High School as we get you ready for some girls conference soccer here this afternoon. First for the Assumption Royals in goal, Kate Ethan. Number 2, senior Maria Hartley. Number 3, sophomore Grace Dolan. Number 6, senior Julia Truiski. Kayla Kirkman, the junior midfielder. Olive Wilson, the junior mid. Izzy Youngworth, the junior mid. Kendall Dillman, the freshman. Clara Kubis. Bree Sullivan, Sadie Donahue are the starters for the Assumption Royals, head coached by Jim Wendels, assisted by John Bingham, Amy Tork, and Lisa Klein. For the Amherst Falcons, wearing their home blue uniforms, orange numbers and letters sketched across the front. In goal for Amherst, Alyssa Kersling, the senior. Junior Hannah Wall. Leading scorer, junior Alexa Scholfer. Number 7, Leah Peterson, a freshman. Handful of freshmen. They're all mixed in here. A couple of sophomores, though. Sage Peterson, a freshman. Dylan Warachowski for the Falcons, number 19. Senior number 21, Kate Abernick. Senior number 28, Skylar Lindy. Number 30, Alyssa Tapp. And 32, Haley Kropolowski for the Falcons. And senior, Maddie Borgen. So Hannah Wall, Scholfer, Peterson, Warowski, Amernick, Lindy, Tapp, Kropolowski, Borgen, and Kersling for Amherst. Assumption, they're visiting white uniforms. Kate Ethan wears her neon green goalkeeper uniform, and we're about to get underway here from Amherst in just a moment. Again, sit back, relax. Should be a good one. Staying in your nice, warm Marshall and Pacelli. That should be one heck of a baseball matchup as well. We got 6 games going on around the Selesky Sports Network this afternoon. Have Kaukauna at Neenah Softball. Newman Catholic Baseball and Softball up at Stratford. Rochelle at Pacelli. Merrill is at DC Everest doubleheader softball. And then, of course, here from Amherst this afternoon. Amherst head coach by Bill Spees, assisted by Jenna Peterson, Brian Pinter, and Eric Lindy for the Falcons. To get things started, it will be Grace Dolan, the sophomore forward for the Assumption Royals. Up on that front line as well, Kendall Dillman, Olive Wilson as well. 4:33 will be our opening kick time, and we are underway here from Amherst. Assumption will start with it. That's Kayla Kirkman. Dillman up to Dolan. And Assumption being very aggressive to begin things here this afternoon. Again, they are on a 3-game win streak. A little give and go to Dillman, who tries to center it up. She does, kicks out, and an early corner kick coming for Assumption. Kendall Dillman will do the honors. An early opportunity here in the first minute from Amherst. Centers it up, does Dillman. She sends it long, and Kayla Kirkman comes away with it, sends it high into the air. And Kropolowski will watch it fall, and Kersling will tiptoe the out-of-bounds line. And a early save for Alyssa Kersling. Again, Amherst led by Alexa Scholfer in the goal-scoring column. They have scored a lot as Amherst. In the games that they have won, they've played a lot. 7-1-1 already. Amherst Assumption at 3-0-2. Haven't lost this year a couple times to begin the season. Maddie Borgen turns it over. Grace Dolan, who couldn't make up her mind to pass it or go with it. Grace Dolan up to Kendall Dillman. Another early opportunity for Assumption and across to Wilson, and couldn't quite track it down. It was Olive Wilson. Kendall Dillman centered it up. And a throw-in coming for Amherst. We'll be with the Assumption Royal softball and baseball team tomorrow. We'll have, or excuse me, not tomorrow, Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Both teams in action at Edgar tonight. More Assumption sports coming for you along the Zaleski Sports Network. That one gets by Maria Hartley and tracked down by Izzy Youngworth. Turns it over back to the Royals. Julia Drewiski takes it away. Passes it up to Sadie Donahue. Off the foot, Dolan up to Kirkman. Kirkman tries to turn, she does, and stops right at near the 30-yard line. Passes it up nicely to Wilson, who tries to track it down, and she will before it goes out of bounds. Right near that corner, being dogged by Sage Peterson. Passes up. Now Assumption with another opportunity for Grace Dolan. And through the legs of hands of Kersling and in. Kendall Dillman in the 3rd minute. And right through the fingertips of Alyssa Kersling. And the Royals are on the board in the 3rd minute. Right place, right time for Kendall Dillman. With 2:45 on the clock. And it's 1-0 Assumption. We talked about it a little bit during the pregame, how the wet ball would play a factor, and Assumption takes advantage of it here in the opening 5 minutes of the game. They have been very aggressive, has Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. Dolan chases after, now back to Kayla Kirkman. And a whistle is blown, and it will go back to Assumption. Grace Dolan being a little too aggressive. 1-0 Assumption here in the 4th minute. Again, first time that Assumption is in the Midwestern Wisconsin Conference. Doing pretty well. A couple years ago, a game or two away from state. Obviously last year with everything did not play. And now an opportunity to make some noise here. The number 10th ranked team in Division 5, or Division 4, depending on how many divisions we have here in soccer. Alexa Schulfer with it. Centers it up to Amernick. Schulfer nearly takes it away. Amherst fell behind early against Medford in their game and came back and won that one 2-1. Kate Amernick back with it. Passes it up to Schulfer, and Kate Ethan will track it down easily for the Royals. Ethan sends it long. Up to Leah Peterson. Now Kayla Kirkman back with it. Nobody coming on near her, and turns it over. Sadie Donahue couldn't quite track it down. Now Kendall Dillman races quickly to get the ball, throws it in to Donahue over Sadie's head, and to Kayla Kirkman, miscommunication with sophomore Grace Dolan. Again, Alexa Schulfer working against Izzy Youngworth, and that one's going to fly high and out, and a throw-in for Amherst coming up. Take a look at our playoff timeline for girls soccer here. Division 4, where Assumption is. Regionals start on June 8th. So that whole week, that second week of June, centers it up, and that one's going to go long. A goal kick coming for the Royals. But that second week of June, regional girls soccer starts. Regional baseball and softball start as well. Assumption is in a sectional. The sectional final will actually take place at Washington Elementary School in Wisconsin Rapids. In their section, Assumption has Adams Friendship, La Crosse Aquinas, Lodi, Madison Country Day, Prairie du Chien, Richland Center, and River Valley and Wisconsin Heights Barneveld. So a team, they already beat Richland Center. They have Adams Friendship coming up. So very good possibility if this Assumption Royals team, if this Assumption Royals team can make some noise, they will have an opportunity. They will host a sectional final no matter what, but they also might be able to host a sectional as well. A sectional semifinal. That one's going to be turned over and back to Maddie Borgen. And Alexa Schulfer can't track it down, and Kate Ethan will recover it without any pressure. As for Amherst, again, 7-1-1. I believe they are moved up to Division II possibly. No, they'll go back to Division III for girls soccer. That is exactly where they are. They are in a Medford sectional. Go through their teams in their section in just a moment. Kendall Dillman gets by Krupolowski. Looking up ahead, and Maddie Borgen pokes it away. Dillman chases it back down. Again, Kendall very quick on the ball. Kayla Kirkman passes it up to Grace Dolan and turns it over. Alexa Schulfer, not much momentum for Alexa here to begin the game. Izzy Youngworth with it for the Royals. Near sideline, that was going to go out. Last touch by Izzy. For Amherst, they have Anago, Ashland, Lakeland, Medford, Mosinee, New London, and Waupaca in their sectional. Obviously, those are teams that they will then obviously face in a regional. Kate Ethan will track it down, almost misread it on the bounce, but Kate able to track it down. 1-0 Wisconsin Rapids Assumption on a third-minute goal by Kendall Dillman. We are in minute number 9 from Amherst. Next soccer broadcast pending right now for the Assumption Royals, but it very easily could come in another, what could at that time be a conference title game against Melrose Mindoro on Monday, a week from yesterday, from Washington Elementary School. So all depending on obviously how this one turns out. Amherst at 7-1-1 and undefeated in conference, as Alexa Schulfer will not be able to track that one down, as well as Hannah Wall, and Ethan another save. But Melrose Mindoro sits in second place behind Amherst. Assumption in the third spot in the standings behind Amherst and the Mustangs from Melrose Mindoro. A lot more control of the ball here in the last couple minutes for Amherst. We are in the 10th minute from Heartland Farms Field. And that's going to be out and back to the Falcons. Tentative start time for Rochelt and Pacelli is at 5 o'clock. Now it's going to be kicked out, and a corner kick coming for the Falcons. Oh, throw in. No corner kick. Looked like it would be one, but now it's going to be turned over. Kayla Kirkman chases it down. Good footwork for Kayla. Grace Dolan raises her hand, and then the Falcons take it away. Dillman with it near midfield, and Kendall will take it back herself. Back to Dolan, a little give and go from Dillman to Dolan, and turns it over. Borgen turns it back over to Grace Dolan on the offensive side. Dolan gets by through the legs, and Grace back with it for the Royals. She hits the ground. Now Drewiski kicks it high in the air. Kayla Kirkman along the far side, centers it again, left foot, and going to her knees. So is Alyssa Kersling, the senior goalkeeper for Amherst. So tentative start time, 5 o'clock for Pacelli and Rochelt, first pitch. Now Kendall Dillman just unable to keep it in, and now she chases it back down. Working defensively, passes it up, and Krupolowski takes it away. Drewiski tries to center it, but nobody home for the Royals. Back over is Bree Sullivan. That one will be kicked out, and the throw-in for the Royals, a sub-in, number 12, Gracie Johnson, her first appearance for Assumption this afternoon. Throw-in, good throw-in for the Royals. Somehow Kayla Kirkman was able to come away with it. And back for the Royals. Passes up ahead to Kendall Dillman, trying to track it down, and she will. Opportunity for the Royals again, right foot, and that one's going to go through the field goal post, but it'll be a goal kick coming up for Amherst. See if we can get you some other scores from around the Zaleski Sports Network as well. Nina and Kakana starting at 5 o'clock. That game hasn't started yet. Kendall Dillman just super aggressive, somehow able to keep it in, and she does again. And that one's going to be kicked out, and a throw-in coming for the Royals. Dolan receives it from Sadie Donahue. Grace Dolan back with it. Got a young core to this team for Assumption. A couple of upperclassmen, but again, a couple of very, very talented underclassmen as well, including this one right here. Kendall Dillman off of the fingers of Alyssa Kersling. Newman and Stratford in the top of the first inning for baseball. As well for softball. Keep an eye on those games to make sure none of them get postponed or rain delayed, as we expect some more rain showers to come through central Wisconsin throughout this broadcast and throughout this game here this afternoon. A throw-in coming for the Royals. We play in the 13th minute, 1-0 Assumption on a Kendall Dillman goal. Now it's going to be taken away by Alyssa Tapp, number 30, a throw-in back for the Falcons. Now it's going to be kicked out, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Royals. Kate Ethan back with it for the Royals. See if we can get a number for you. Araya Elson, I believe. Araya, a game-time decision, working out that knee before game time today. Centers it up, taken away by the Royals. Again, the Royals defensively haven't given up a goal in the 3-game win streak. They've only given up 1 goal this season. And that was a tie to Wrightstown back on Saturday, May the 8th. Otherwise, they were in a 0-0 tie with St. Mary Catholic over in Neenah. Shutout Altoona, shutout Regis, and shutout Richland. That goes to the great defensive work by the Royals, but also the great goalkeeping by Kate Ethan as well. Tries to center it up. Alexa Schulfer trying to get behind, and Izzy Youngworth will try and track it down before it gets to a possible corner for the Falcons. She does so along the sidelines, able to keep it in, and turns it over. Schulfer unable to track it down, and now Kayla Kirkman. Good clear for the Royals. Good speed there for Clara Kubis. Kendall Dillman quick, not quite quick enough to track that one down, as looks like Skylar Lindy for the Falcons. Schulfer now back to Youngworth. Sends it high and out, and a throw-in coming for the Falcons. The substitution comes in. We hear from our friends over at Fleet Farm. Fleet Farm's Garden Center is open. Pick up annuals, perennials, shrubs, and vegetables. Plus, make your yard look great with lawn fertilizers, tools, grass seed, power equipment, lawnmowers, and more. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955. Tara Thompson checked in. And Julia Drewiski checks back in. Schulfer tries to center it up for Hannah Wall unsuccessfully. And now back over to Tap. Tap up to Leah Peterson. And nearly sends it out. And it'll be a throw-in for the Falcons. We are in minute number 17 from Heartland Farms Field in Amherst. Alexa Schulfer heads it up. Back and forth they go. And nice clear for the Royals. Kendall Dillman back with it again. She's got the lone goal for the Royals. Again, a give and go between Dillman and Dolan. Tried to pass it up to Kayla Kirkman. She does, and then gets it poked away by Leah Peterson. Clears it, and Gracie Johnson couldn't quite get ahead on it, and it's going to be right back to Amherst here nearing the 18th minute. Next sub will come in when Royals have it. Flag goes up, and it'll be back to Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. Checking out is Sadie Donahue for the Royals. It looks like maybe Morgan Reichel. It is Morgan into the game for the Royals. And a whistle blows. The head official tracks it down. And we will restart on the throw-in. Grace Dolan couldn't clear it. Kendall Dillman gets it poked away from behind. Tap up to Hannah Wall. Wall with a head of steam for the Falcons. A little too much as Izzy Youngworth will give way to Kate Ethan for the Royals. And a quick little rain shower came through during warm-ups. Stopped before the national anthem and starting lineups. And it's been pretty nice since we saw that shower go through. Dillman off of Kendall. It'll be a throw-in for Assumption. Kendall just quickly took it back without any hesitation. Grace Dolan cleans it up. Kendall Dillman, right place, right time on our goal, and on that change of possession as well. Dolan and Dillman, a little confusion, and Kendall Dillman will send it wide right. Another ball coming for Amherst. Goal kick for, looks like Skylar Lindy taking it for the Falcons. Right off the chest of Gracie Dolan. Gracie Johnson tracks it down back for the Royals. A little physical here in the 20th minute. Not a lot of stoppages here. Kayla Kirkman, right foot, and in! Kayla Kirkman from 20, now what's 30 yards out, and she puts it in for Assumption. She just turned and let it rip, and the Royals are up 2-0 in minute number 20 this afternoon. Nice job for the Royals. They lead 2-0 here in the 20th minute. Kayla Kirkman getting the job done on that one. And again, the aggressiveness. The aggressiveness for Assumption still coming through successfully for the Royals. Nearly turned it over there. Headed in. Alyssa Tap back with it. Cleans it up over to Tara Thompson. And Kate Ethan again with an easy track down for the Royals. Kate sends it long. Morgan Reichel. Alexa Schulfer will take over. Schulfer, the leading goal scorer for the Falcons. Tap with it, and off the side of Clara Kubis for the Royals. Sends it back up. Hannah Wall, Gracie Johnson that time. Sends it long up to Dillman. Gets by Borgen. And Lindy will turn it over to Gracie Dolan. 3-on-3 again. Up to Dillman. Lindy clears it out. Dolan backing her way in. Gets double teamed. Still aggressively taking it. Didn't pass it up. And it'll be a throw-in coming for the Royals. Minute number 21 we play here from Heartland Farms Field in Amherst. Some Midwestern Wisconsin Conference girls soccer. And a trip there by Alyssa Tapp. And a free kick coming for Assumption. Hear from our friends over at Rapid Sheet Metal in just a moment as well. Kendall Dillman back with it. Pass it back to Izzy Youngworth, who sends it high into the air. And Kersling through her hands, but cleans it up for the Falcons. Pass it up off the chest, and now Hannah Wall. Wall spins back over to Youngworth. That's going to be a great matchup for the next 70 minutes or so. Izzy Youngworth and Alexa Schulfer. Youngworth this time wins it, and it's off of Schulfer's elbow. And back over to Tapp. Tapp into the legs of a Royal. And Alexa Schulfer lets it go right through her legs. And it's going to be back to Kate Ethan. Minute number 23, 2-0 Royals. Gracie Johnson with it. Still staying with it. Nice job by Grace Johnson. Came in about 10 minutes ago or so. And a couple of Royals check back in for Assumption. Sadie Donahue in for the Royals. Did not see the other number over there. Might be Olive Wilson walking at the 50-yard line who just checked in. Throwing for Maddie Borgen. Youngworth tracks it down. Dillman back over to Kirkman. Kirkman turns near midfield. Back over to Kubis. Clara with it now. Clara dribbling her way all the way up. Crosses over against Tapp. Nobody home. Tracks it down, does Wilson, but then Alyssa Kersling there for the Falcons. Again, at times, Assumption has really been able to cut the field in half. Especially in the first couple minutes, Amherst has done a much better job here, being much more aggressive in the last, say, 20 minutes. Kayla Kirkman just snuck one past, just turned and let it fire in the 20th minute, and Kate Ethan will play it off of her hands and off of the ground for a save, and Ethan sends it out of bounds near the Royals bench. Nobody enjoys being without comfort, even more so on the warmest time of the year. Plus, make your yard, coolest time of the year. When your AC is giving you trouble, give the pros at Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling a call for AC service in Wisconsin Rapids. We'll be there rapidly to figure out and take care of the trouble, and we'll get the comfort working in rapidly. Call Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling at 715-301-0256. Haley Krapolewski checking back in. And Amernick as well. Did not see or did not hear. There's two. See Jennifer and Kate, the two Amernicks. as a throw-in coming for Maddie Borgen. Borgen throws it in. Donahue chests it out, and another throw-in coming for the Falcons. 26 minutes here from Amherst. And Ethan will track it down. Youngworth, almost a bad play by Katie Ethan, but the Royals able to take it back. Krebleski turns back to tap. Omernick tries to track it down. That is Kate Omernick on the far side. 2-0 Royals. We play nearly in the 27th minute. Kendall Dillman put one in the 3rd minute. Kayla Kirkman in the 20th. Grace Dolan gets stopped for just a moment. Now she's got a head of steam for the Royals. She passes it up. Kirkman, right foot, and sends it high and wide. A golden opportunity for Kayla Kirkman, and a great offensive push by the Royals just comes up short. Guess not short, high and wide, but now Kendall Dillman with the steal and takeaway. Sadie Donahue near to the 15-yard line. Kayla Kirkman calms it down, and back to Kendall Dillman, who nearly turns it over. Dillman crosses over on Lindy and tries to spin it, and that one goes out. Another goal kick coming for the Royals, or excuse me, the Falcons here in minute number 27. Stick around for halftime. We'll go through some of our scores and upcoming schedule here on Zaleski Sports. Again, we'll be back with Royal Sports on Thursday for baseball and softball. Both baseball and softball at Edgar tonight. They will host Edgar on Thursday. Assumption still pushing. Right foot, that one. Leg on that one. Donahue back with it over to Dillman. Dillman working on Borgen, the freshman against the senior. Sends it back up, and that one's going to fly out. Just underway over in Stevens Point. Rain delay start to that one between Pacelli and Rochel. That is a matchup in the Central Wisconsin South Conference on the baseball diamond. Alexa Schulfer has it now. Nobody coming up to try and stop her, and turns it over. Nice job by Kubis to send it out. 1-0 Stratford on Owasso Newman on baseball. Newman up 2-1 on Stratford in softball. That's going to be sent out and tracked down by Julia Drewiski. A throw-in coming for the Falcons in the 30th minute. A trifecta of Falcons checking in. Jennifer Omernick, 11. Leah Peterson, 7. And it looks like Sage Peterson wearing 10. Throw in, and Clara Kubis now is going to reach the playground area here at Amherst, as Gracie Johnson will check back in for Kendall Dillman. 30 good minutes for Kendall Dillman here to start the game. Give Kendall a little break here. We are 30 minutes into the first half here this afternoon. And a throw-in coming for the Falcons. That will be Leah Peterson for Amherst. Sends it up and nearly poked away by Drewiski. Good footwork there for Sage Peterson. Sends it up. Hannah Wall with it now. Turns and Kubis clears it up to Gracie Johnson. Jennifer Omernick couldn't quite track it down. And now Grace Dolan with Skylar Lindy, and it went off of Gracie Dolan, and it's going to be back to the Falcons. Good footwork for Skylar Lindy for Amherst. Sadie Donahue back to Lindy. Kirkman let her right foot fly. Couldn't come down with anything. Peterson off of a foot and then off of a leg. And tries to center it. They do. And now Tap with it. Tap near the 25. Centering it up for Amherst. Far side looks like Krupolewski and sends it back over to Tap. Working on Kayla Kirkman. Back over to Krupolewski. Left foot in. And it will be Kate Ethan letting it roll out. And a goal kick coming for Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. Good action here from both teams in the first half. Amherst and Assumption. Now it's going to be taken away. Peterson with it now. Sage gets by. Izzy Youngworth can't, and she does. Just able to track it down. It's going to roll and stay in. Leah Peterson and Izzy Youngworth it'll be off of Peterson. And a throw in for Izzy Youngworth. Minute number 33 for the Royals. Sadie Donahue tries to track it down, has Sage Peterson behind her, and Sage takes it away. Pass it up ahead to Bree Sullivan. Sullivan to Krupolewski, turned it over. And right back to Alyssa Tap. Kubis tries to, she does ride that left side, and then Tap passes it away. Kayla Kirkman back with it. And a lot of back and forth here in the last couple of minutes between both sides. Hannah Wall back up, and then Donahue clears it out right back to Hannah Wall. Youngworth right back to Omernick. Omernick and Kubis nearly takes it away. Omernick clears it out, and Maria Hartley does a nice job for the Royals. And a throw-in coming for Amherst. Coach Wendell's telling his young freshman, Gracie Johnson, got to play up a little bit on the near side. Offensive player, but at times like this, you need to play a little defense. That's what Kayla Kirkman's trying to do right now. Hannah Wall turns it over. Kirkman clears it out. Nice job by Kayla Kirkman for Assumption. Just underway in in Nina as well. Kakana and Nina softball. One's going to go out and a throw in back for Amherst. Appreciate everyone watching online this afternoon. Good crowd watching here in Amherst as well. Got a few Assumption Royal fans sitting below us. Quite a few Amherst fans as well. Good to see people outside enjoying the nice weather. Again, a little rain shower came through. What would that have been? About 45 minutes ago. Far side, Kendall Dillman switching sides, sends it in the middle. And Donahue left foot, and able to scoop it up was Alyssa Kersling. Back up for the Royals. Kendall Dillman tracks it down, able to just keep it in. and then gets by the defender. Dillman tries to center it up. She does, and then gets it taken away. And it's going to be back to Assumption, a big collision near the end zone there. Royals back with it, trying to extend this lead, and Kersling will watch it skip out, and a corner kick coming for the Royals. Take a look at this radar. Again, from what the radar said, it was supposed to rain this whole game, or this whole match, I guess you would say, but just missing so far the Amherst area. Kubis tries to track it down. Kirkman centers it and out back towards the Falcons. Right to Izzy Youngworth. Youngworth and Schulfer have battled much of this first half as Omrick will let that one scoot out. Grace Dolan with the throw in. That one's going to spin out and back to Amherst goes. Swing and a miss there by Leah Peterson. Omrick sends it out. Dolan with it. Lindy clears it. Hannah Wall tracks it down. Alexa Schulfer trying to chase it down for Amherst, but the Royals have not given her much here this afternoon. We play in the 38th minute. Relatively clean game so far. A couple of stoppages for substitutions and goals, but other than that, has been relatively clean played. Grace Dolan gets it taken away by Skylar Lindy. And Skylar circles back around to her defensive spot. Sage Peterson. Gracie Johnson, a couple of good deflections for the Royals. Johnson back with it, fighting for it for Assumption, and the Royals clean it out. Kendall Dillman gets by. Able to get by her defender, and now a little hesitation in the box for the Royals. Dillman trying to turn unsuccessfully. Nice job by the Amherst defense. Drewiski sends it all the way back across to Kate Omrnick, and she's going to head it out near the Amherst bench. Minute number 39 here in half number one. Traxler Transport has flatbed driving opportunities that pay you a 5-cent per mile premium over van. At Traxler Transport, drivers are always home for the requested time off. Traxler Transport is a family-oriented company that treats you like family. Visit TraxlerTransport.com to apply today. Izzy Youngworth with some good footwork for the Royals. Sends it up to Donahue. Mentioned it last night during the baseball broadcast. We'll mention it again during the second half of this one. Obviously, if you're watching this and you're an Assumption Royals fan, you probably already know what happened last week. The announcement running through the athletic department for the Assumption Royals. Again, we'll have that news for you in the second half. Kate Ethan will come all the way out of the goal and track it down. Ethan sends it high, bouncing near the 45. Krupolewski back with it for Amherst. Gracie Johnson turns and taken away by Leah Peterson. That one's going to be out for the Royals. Julia Drewiski, Johnson passes it up to Kayla Kirkman. Kirkman with a goal in minute number 20. Kendall Dillman with a goal in minute number 3. Assumption jumping all over Amherst right away. Alyssa Tapp working against Kayla Kirkman off of Tapp's foot, and it will be back to the Royals in the 41st minute. Still scoreless over at Buchholz Park. 2-0 Nina over Kakana in softball. Mike Wendland on the call of that game. Stratford and Newman. We're tied at 1 in baseball. Newman up 4-1 on Stratford in softball. Dillman tries to track it down. Kendall didn't get a whole lot of rest in that couple of minutes that she was out. Subbed back in, subbed to the other side. And head official with the knee motion, that is, and it'll be right back to Amherst. Stoppage of play, 42nd minute. Substitution for Amherst. See if our PA guy knows. Nevia Stacy checks in. First time this afternoon and into this evening. Hannah Wall trying to get something going for the Falcons here in the final couple minutes of the first half. It's been dominated by Assumption here through the first 43 minutes. Defensively, between Julia Drewiski and Izzy Youngworth, the defense against Alexa Schulfer has been tremendous so far. Kirkman with it. Now up to Grace Dolan. Dolan turns in the box. She gets it poked away by Skylar Lindy. Wearing that neon armband. Captain, MVP, one of the two. Dillman centers it up and hits the side of the net. Goal kick coming for the Falcons in minute number 43. Lindy to clear it out. Back over for the Royals. Kendall Dillman back. Tries to center it up, go across field, and Youngworth tracks it down. Alexa Schulfer overruns Youngworth. Is he back up to Clara Kubas? Gracie Johnson tries to track it down, and Kate Almernick will let it roll out. A throw in quickly tossed back in for Amherst. Now it's going to spin out. A throw in coming for the Royals in minute number 44. Gonna appreciate everyone tuning in this afternoon. Assumption leading 2-0 from Heartland Farms Field in Amherst. Royals looking for win number 4 in a row. Amherst trying to get back on the winning side of things. Tied last night at Mosinee, 1-1. Now Nevia Stacy taking that one away from Kendall Dillman. Before that, a loss to Marquette. Head official is ready to blow the whistle on the tackle, but didn't get his whistle underneath his mask in time. And no advantage for Amherst, so he kept it in his mouth. Or he kept it unblown, and a throw in 30 seconds left here in half number 1. Izzy Youngworth takes it away for the Royals. Sends it up to Kayla Kirkman. Kayla has come out of this game today. Grace Dolan tries to track it down. Offside would have been called, but a free kick coming nonetheless. And 1 half in the books here from Amherst. It is the Assumption Royals 2 and the Amherst Falcons We'll be back to Heartland Farms Field. We'll hear from our sponsors and get you ready for half number 2. Again, it is Assumption 2 and Amherst nothing. You're watching exclusive Assumption Royal Soccer right here on Zaleski Sports.
Why am I an orthopedic surgeon? It's a great question. It was nothing I planned. I actually am a Spanish major. Went back to school and became a physical therapist. That was okay, but I decided to go back to school and become the surgeon. I think the biggest thing when you're talking to the patient is if you can relate to them, number one. Number two is if you can teach them what the problem is. If you can teach them what the problem is, they're going to do fine. They're going to learn what it is, they're going to figure out how to fix it, and then they're going to adapt. There's days when things don't work out and things are harder than others, but clearly you're here for one reason and you're not here for you. You're here for the patient that comes in. Healthcare is kind of like going to the supper club in Wisconsin. You always feel like you need to travel to get a better Friday fish fry or to get the prime rib on Saturday, but really here we have everything under the same roof. We have everything within a hospital that, quite frankly, is rated in the top 2 hospitals in the state for joint replacements. We have hospitals coming to us to ask how we do joint replacements, how we solve the problem, how we get patients motivated and moving with very low risk and very low complication rates, and our outcomes are much better.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
I really got to understand what a nurse is. Do they focus on you? You know, do they make sure that you're comfortable? And, you know, that's what Shai has. It's the connection that he has, you know, my best interest in mind, always.
Why wait another day? Let's take the next step together towards a better life.
Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great childcare you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children stay, their 4K children to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggle worms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Roof Tech LLC specializes in commercial roof coatings and spray foam. Roof Tech also services the entire state of Wisconsin. That's right, from La Crosse to Milwaukee, Eau Claire to Green Bay, Superior, Marshfield, Kenosha, Madison, Sheboygan, and everywhere in between. Roof Tech uses superior systems that can fully restore just about any roof in Wisconsin. Roof Tech is offering modern solutions for your roof's data dilemmas. See Roof Tech online at rooftechllc.com or Roof Tech LLC on Facebook.
Our nice weather is precious. Don't let mosquitoes stop your family from enjoying a minute of it. Prepare, prevent, and protect with Mosquito Escape. Call or click today.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
When you get moving again, be safe and ready to go. Use your stimulus or tax return to save up to $150 on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires. At Sherrill Tire and Service Center.
Get your car done right.
Valley Communities Credit Union wants you to know that buying a home has never been easier.
With mortgage rates as low as 2.49% APR, financing your home has never been more affordable.
With Valley Communities Credit Union, we have low closing costs, local servicing, and underwriting.
We will make it simple and secure from beginning to end.
Call, click, or visit one of our 5 locations
and let our team show you why membership matters at VCCU.
Ball worked around, Higher launches a 3, got it.
So a good win for Mosinee tonight.
Ty Pankratz picks it, Simone at first in time, and the Stratford Tigers are state champions.
The Wisconsin Rapids Assumption Royals are your Division 5 state champions.
Jamal Williams, Jay Slag Daddy, first Slag Kazakage, letting y'all know, running back from the Green Bay Packers, that I am in the house.
At Superior High School, where we have a beautiful facility, artificial turf. This ballpark, relatively new, built.
You belong in your home!
I'm in the house.
Today's broadcast for the Eau Claire North Huskies, number 2, averaging 22.2 points per game. 3:22 into the game, and we see Whitewater's Ken Larson make his way in for the touchdown. And we have with us former Amherst Falcon, former Wisconsin Badger, Tyler Biadasz. Tyler, thanks for joining us.
Why am I an orthopedic surgeon? It's a great question. It was nothing I planned. I actually am a Spanish major. Went back to school and became a physical therapist. That was okay, but I decided to go back to school and become the surgeon. I think the biggest thing when you're talking to the patient is if you can relate to them, number one. Number two is if you can teach them what the problem is. If you can teach them what the problem is, they're going to do fine. They're going to learn what it is, they're going to figure out how to fix it, and then they're going to adapt. There's days when things don't work out and things are harder than others, but clearly you're here for one reason and you're not here for you. You're here for the patient that comes in. Healthcare is kind of like going to the supper club in Wisconsin. You always feel like you need to travel to get a better Friday fish fry or to get the prime rib on Saturday, but really here we have everything under the same roof. We have everything within a hospital that, quite frankly, is rated in the top 2 hospitals in the state for joint replacements. We have hospitals coming to us to ask how we do joint replacements, how we solve the problem, how we get patients motivated and moving with very low risk and very low complication rates. And our outcomes are much better.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Welcome back to Heartland Farms Field here in Amherst as we get you ready for half number 2 of this Midwestern Wisconsin Conference girls soccer match between the Assumption Royals and the Amherst Falcons. Again, Assumption scoring in minute number 3. Kendall Dillman putting one in for the Royals, and then Kayla Kirkman turning and firing one with that right foot. And the Royals took a 2-0 lead in the 20th minute and have not looked back since that point. Amherst will start with it in half number 2. They will be working from north to south, and the Royals will now be working from south to north, right to left for Assumption, right to left. Amherst from left to right. Leah Peterson with it now. Turns and fires does Olive Wilson. Karpolewski with it on the far side against Kendall Dillman. We talked about that breaking news out of Wisconsin Rapids Assumption that was announced late last week as assistant girls basketball coach Josh Paltz was named the boys basketball coach for the Assumption boys on this upcoming 2021-22 season. Josh, a graduate of Assumption High School, and was on Coach Klein's coaching staff for the last 5 seasons, and now will have his first varsity gig at his alma mater. Again, will have a tall hill to climb, but he was looking forward to the test, which is to come for him and the boys. So congratulations to Josh and good luck. We will, of course, talk to Josh quite a bit this winter. We'll once again have all Assumption boys and girls basketball games for you right here at Zaleski Sports, as Maria Hartley will send that one out. Hannah Wall tries to track it down. A little more aggressive is the Amherst Falcons here to start the second half. I'm sure Coach Speeds was not overly happy with the effort put on by his girls in the first 45 minutes. And you can see that from the time here, first minute and a half or 2 minutes of the second half. Hannah Wall with it now, sets it up and fires wide right. And a goal kick coming for the Royals. Again, other games going on around Zaleski Sports. Still scoreless over at Buchholz Park. 0-0 Pacelli and Rochelle, top of the third inning. Nina leads 2-0 on Kaukauna in the top of the third softball. 1-1 Stratford and Wausau Newman. We'll have highlights of all these games later on tonight or tomorrow. Newman up 4-1 on Stratford in softball. I believe that's all of our games, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have Merrill and DC Everest with the help of Central Wisconsin Sportscast. I believe that's what they're under. Appreciate the help of those guys up in the Wausau area. Grace Dolan back with it. Turns, first push here for the Royals in the half. As game 1 was over, Central Wisconsin Sportscast helping us out with some of our Wausau area teams. Kayla Kirkman with it now, working on Lindy. Pushes it up to Dillman, gets behind the defense. Tries to center up. She does so right near Dolan off of her left quad. And that one goes out. Good opportunity for the Royals. Playing minute number 50. We're at 49:05. As Bree Sullivan tried to track it down. She does so. Good defense by Bree. Olive Wilson with it. Sends it up to Grace Dolan. Couldn't quite track it down. Kayla Kirkman unable to fight back for it. Long run sends it up. And Maddie Borgen will track it down defensively for the Falcons. Go through our upcoming schedule as well around Zaleski Sports. That will take place the rest of the week. We told you we'd be back with the Assumption Royals Catholic School. We will have both baseball and softball on Thursday. Chippewa Falls at Marshfield Chi High, doubleheader between Chippewa Falls and Marshfield. Wisconsin Rapids at Marshfield Tennis. DC Everest at Marshfield Soccer, 7 o'clock kickoff. Edgar at Assumption Baseball and Softball. Greenwood at Columbus Catholic Baseball. And Fond du Lac is at Neenah for baseball. So what's that add up to? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games for you on Thursday around Zaleski Sports. Friday slows down just a little bit. Got Eau Claire Memorial at Marshfield Baseball, 4:30 start. Now we got changed for Marshfield Tiger Senior Night, as well as there's a game right after that. Kirkman sends that one wide left. Neilsville at Columbus Catholic Baseball. That is a huge conference game for the Dons and the Warriors alike. That one will take place after the Marshfield baseball game is concluded. Both of them at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. So that is your upcoming schedule, as well as Wausau East at Marshfield Soccer on Saturday morning. And Marshfield Bandits will be at the Midwestern Wildcats in the NLFL on Saturday afternoon. So again, head over to ZaleskiSports.com. Click on weekly schedule, and you can see all of our upcoming games right there. Got to appreciate everyone tuning in this afternoon. It has been a good start to this game for the Royals. We are 6.5 minutes into half number 2. Royals lead 2-0 on a couple of early goals in the match. Dillman at 3 minutes, 2:45 to be exact. Caleb Kirkman at 19:22 in the 20th minute. And defensively for Assumption, we'll talk to Coach Wendels after the game. But got to be relatively happy with how well your back line of Maria Hartley, Izzy Youngworth, Bree Sullivan, Olive Wilson's mid, and Julia Drewiski have played tonight against a high-powered offense like Amherst. Still a lot of time left. But so far, so good for the Royals, as Coach Wendels tosses that one up ahead. Caleb Kirkman has it now for the Royals. That one's going to be sent out. Looks like by Skylar Lindy, and a throw-in back for the Royals. Quickly ahead, passes it up to Kubas. Clara over to her right, off the chest, or off the back of Lindy. Clara tracks it down, sends it over to Kayla Kirkman. Kayla with the bright shoes on, and an offside's called on the Royals. And Lindy will take over. Again, talk about good crowd on hand, or good crowd watching online. Good crowd on hand here as well in Amherst. The rain just to our west have not seen a drop since the warm-ups this afternoon. Kirkman with it right foot, and that one's going to go behind the goal, and another goal kick coming for the Falcons. Spectrum Benefit Solutions with offices in Wausau, Stevens Point, Wisconsin Rapids, Medford, and Spencer. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, and life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with hundreds of clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook to get started today. Hannah Wall tracks it down, and off the back foot of Bree Sullivan. Bree has played well. Again, didn't see much on the far side during the game in the first half, or we did, but hard at times to differentiate the two or the players, but now that they switch sides and Gracie Johnson checks in as well, I believe, as Morgan Reichel. Johnson checks in for Wilson. Reichel checks in as well. Kirkman with it, gets it poked away. Now Alexa Schulfer. Again, Alexa hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities. And Maria Hartley will track this one down. Sends it into the offensive zone, and that was going to fly out. Another throw-in coming for the Royals. Again, Assumption has played well through the first 55 minutes. And a goal kick coming for the Falcons. Again, still pending on some factors, but we very likely could have Assumption Royal Soccer on Monday against Melrose Mindoro. And then depending on how well, and as of right now, it's pretty likely that the Royals make a nice run in the postseason. Take a look at our coaches poll top 10 throughout the divisions here. And the last check, Assumption in at number 10. That was for the second week in a row. So Division 4, we have the Prairie School at number 1, St. Mary Catholic at number 2. That was a team, they're 5-0-1. That was a team that Assumption tied in their first game. Lake Country Lutheran just at 1-0 one win, no losses, and 1 tie. Only 2 games for Lake Country Lutheran through the first couple weeks. Cedar Grove Belgium at number 4 at 4-0-0. Brookfield Academy at 1-0-2. Kenosha St. Joseph at 4-1-1. They're at 6th. Lake Mills at 4-1-1 and at 7. Oostburg at 2-3-1. They're at number 8. They dropped from 4th. Aquinas at 6-0-0. And Assumption at 3-0-2. In at number 10. So, and taking a look before, the Royals and the Blue Golds, Assumption and Aquinas in the same sectional. Later on this spring, Izzy Youngworth gets by Alexa Schulfer and then turns it over, but it will be a throw-in for the Royals. Amherst had a run there, tracked down by Izzy. Again, don't really dwell on the past much, but first time seeing quite a few of these girls like Izzy and Maria and Kayla, Kendall, Sadie Donahue, Morgan Reichel. Since that state tournament run, and as good as they are on the basketball court, they are just as good here on the soccer pitch. A lot of good athletes here for the Assumption Royals. Through the ranks, from freshman all the way up to senior. They're very talented group of young ladies for this Assumption Royal School District. Tara Thompson checks back in. Up to Wall. Schulfer just misses it for the Falcons. Kendall Dillman fights for it and a throw in for Krapolewski. Is a Youngworth back with it. Another throw in coming for the Falcons. Just past, what was that, hour and 15 into the ball game. Started at 4:32. We play here at 5:45. 5:44 it is. Here in central Wisconsin, Steve Maves alongside Travis Zaleski from Heartland Farms Field in Amherst as the Assumption Royals lead 2-0 in this big Midwestern Wisconsin Conference girls soccer match. All the goals coming in the first 20 minutes, all two of them. Dolan center, and Dillman centered it for Dolan, and Grace couldn't connect.
30 minutes remaining in the second half. Your score, Assumption 2, Amherst 0.
Amherst yet to be shut out this year. The one loss was a 4-1 loss to Marquette out of Michigan. They tied with Mosinee last night. And Kate Ethan will just kick it away. She wandered out of the box, can't pick it up out of the box, so she just cleared it out of bounds. Centers it up. Izzy Youngworth clears it out. And able just to stay in bounds. Good job clearing it out by the Falcons. Gracie Johnson, the throw-in to Clara Kubis, and turns it over to Leah Peterson. Maria Hartley sends it away. Grace Dolan tries to track it down, and that one will be sent long, and a throw-in coming again for Gracie Johnson. Good just tap there by Kayla Kirkman for Gracie Peterson. Gracie tries to pass it away. She does to Clara Kubis, up to Kayla Kirkman. Run up to Gracie Dolan. She goes to the ground as Kendall Dillman sends it up to Kayla Kirkman. Long run as Kersling will retrieve it for the Falcons. Wall with it. Trying to make something happen for the Falcons here in the final 28 minutes. Royals lead. There's maybe a handball. Doesn't get called. Looked like it went right off for right hand, but nonetheless, Assumption back with it. Sends it around and over to Maddie Borgen. Kirkman with it, working against Leah Peterson. And we'll talk to Coach Wendels about the defensive game plan. That interview will be in our highlight later on tonight. Kendall Dillman back with it. Swings it back around, and Gracie Dolan sends it up to Kayla Kirkman, looking for Gracie Johnson. Gracie tracks it down, and Kersling will settle under it easily. Kersling not happy with herself as that one goes out of bounds. It's never too early to start teaching the value of saving. Your youngsters can learn today with the Valley Communities Credit Union Kids Club or Teen Savings Club membership. We make saving fun and easy with prizes for making deposits and getting good grades. Stop in to one of our 5 locations in Mosinee, Croninwetter, Marshfield, Stevens Point, and Wisconsin Rapids to open an account for your kids today. Mally Steinel checked in. She said that she was not going to play.
Entering the game for Assumption was number 4,
Mally Steinley checks in. Again, Mally was told that, or we were told that Mally would not see the field today, but good to see her out there and good to see her running around for the Assumption Royals. As Alexa Schofer will take a break and maybe give Coach Spies a final run here in the last couple of minutes. With 26 left, Hannah Wall now for Amherst. Going to be taken away by Maria Hartley. Turning and pushing up is Kubis, turns it over. Tap, back over to Bree Sullivan. Bree clears it out for Assumption here in the 65th minute, 2-0 Royals on top. Don't forget, stick around for Nate's Field Dairy post-game show. And we'll wrap this one up, and then we'll talk to head coach Jim Wendell's. That interview, again, will be in our highlight later on tonight on Zaleski Sports Wisconsin Rapids. Kubas takes one right off the elbow. Gracie Johnson, good footwork for the freshman. Steinle up to Kirkman and taken away by Krupaleski. One top of the fourth inning over in Stevens Point at Pacelli Heights, or at Buchholz Park. 2-0 here, obviously. 1-1 bottom of the fourth inning. Newman and Stratford baseball. 4-1 Newman over Stratford softball. We play in the 66th minute, 2-0 Royals. Again, Assumption has won 3 in a row after tying their first 2 games. Have looked good in their in their 3 wins, including a 1-0 win over Richland Center on Saturday. Hannah Wall an opportunity as Maria Hartley will clear it out. Leah Peterson tries to track it down, and Bree Sullivan will regain for the Royals. Poked out by Peterson, and a throw in for the Royals. Good throw up to Steinle. Malley with it. Malley, a junior. Caitlin Casey, the other player that was said not to be playing this evening. Caitlin, a senior defenseman. Kirkman with it for the Royals as Kayla goes to the turf. She gets up and then regains the ball. Maddie Borgen collides with Morgan Reichel, and that's sophomore against senior. Again, Kayla Kirkman, for my records, which I don't keep, but from my record so far, Kayla Kirkman has not come out of this match tonight. Nice job down there, and it is going to be a goal kick for the Falcons, or excuse me, for the Royals. And as we say that, then Kayla Kirkman gets subbed out by Grace Dolan, but 67 minutes for Kayla Kirkman. A good run for the Royals junior. Off the chest of Tapp. Leah Peterson back with it. Amherst trying to make a run here, down 2-0 in minute number 68. Kubas with it now, sends it up, and Krupaleski loses control to Grace Dolan. Kendall Dillman turns against Maddie Borgen and has a head of steam. 3-on-4 for the Royals. Now 3-on-5. They're going to be cleared out in the throw-in coming for the Royals. And a quick throw-in from Reichel. Whistle blows, and back to Amherst it goes. According to Scott Krug at Next Home Partners Realty, he has never seen a better time to sell, and home values are at an all-time high. So turn to a trusted voice in the community at the top seller firm. You know, the one with the little orange dog? Scott Krug at Next Home Partners is the best choice for your real estate needs. Scott serves the Wisconsin Rapids and Northern Adams and Juneau County areas. Designations as a senior real estate and resort second home specialist make Scott a great fit to help you reach your goals. Contact Scott Krug at Next Home Partners for your next move. Taken away there by Izzy Youngworth. Back to Bree Sullivan. Amherst trying to make a little run here at the end of things. Still 20 minutes left. Kendall Dillman turns. Looks up to Steinle and going to take it herself. Gracie Johnson couldn't quite get there and passes it up to Tapp. A couple of Royals getting ready to check back in. Izzy Youngworth fights it away from Hannah Wall for Amherst. Gracie Dolan off the chest of Maddie Borgen. Hannah Wall with it now turns. Again, without her battering ram on the other side, and Alexa Schulfer as Alexa gets ready to check back in. Steinle with it now for the Royals. Malley pushes it up to Kendall Dillman, who's just dragging out there near the 20-yard line. And she will, she'll stay in. Couple of Falcons checking in as well. Is that Olive Wilson for the Royals? As well, I believe, as Sadie Donahue. Nice minutes for Gracie Johnson tonight. Sage Peterson, Alexa Schulfer check in for Amherst. 72nd minute here. As, again, the Royals defensively have been outstanding against the high-powered offense of the Amherst Falcons. Scoring 2 goals in the first 20 minutes and has held up so far. Kate Ethan had a whole lot of work in the first half. Not a whole bunch here in the second, but nice job by Maria Hartley. That one scoots out of bounds, but a throw in back for the Falcons. Maria Hartley, another great job. That one's going to be popped up in the air. Grace Dolan fighting for it. That one's going to roll out and a throw in for Assumption. Good throw by Bree Sullivan, and a whistle blows. And it's going to be a procedure whistle on the Royals. Hannah Wall fights with Sullivan. Dolan with it near side. Hands it off to Olive Wilson. And Izzy Youngworth has had a phenomenal night defensively. The whole defensive team for the Royals has been outstanding. Kendall Dillman, right foot off the back of Skylar Lindy. Dillman scoots it back to Donahue. Donahue mistracks it. Schulfer tries to track it down and now swings it back around to Wilson on the near side. Olive up to Gracie Dolan. Couldn't control it off her right foot. A whistle comes. And a whistle blows. And it's going to be, I believe, somebody set off sides, and the flag is up on that far side with in the 74th minute. Again, Assumption will have Watoma Wild Rose on Thursday at home, at Adams Friendship on Saturday. They will host Mauston at Adams on Saturday. As Steinle pushes it to the goalkeeper, Alyssa Kersling. And then the big one, Melrose Mindoro on Monday the 24th. Again, we are pending and most likely will be there for the 6 o'clock kickoff. And then they head to Arcadia Independence, 9 days after that game, or 10 days after that game. That's Thursday, June 3rd. It will be their final regular season game unless they schedule a non-conference game in there somewhere for the Royals. So 5 games before the postseason for the Royals. 5 games left after this one. We play in the 75th minute. You can smell the rain. Is it raining? Oh, yeah. Starting to rain here in Amherst a little bit now. You could smell it. You couldn't quite see it, but then you look at the brick school, and then you can see it coming down. Sullivan into Youngworth. Steinle with it. Passes it up to Wilson. Royals ahead 2-0, 75th minute. 10 seconds away from minute number 76. Gracie Dolan gets it kicked out, but a throw-in coming for Dolan. Steinle with it now, turns. Sullivan tracks it down. Got a clean game for the Royals and Falcons alike, but Assumption has controlled much of this game. Youngworth with it now, centers it up, going to be off the defender Lindy, and a corner kick coming for the Royals. Kendall Dillman's opportunity now for Assumption. Raises her hand and sends it in. Steinle heads it in there and will go wide right. And a goal kick coming and a substitution as well for Amherst. Amherst will be at Eau Claire Regis on Thursday at Arcadia, or they will host. They'll have a couple of games in Amherst on Saturday. They host Arcadia Independence and Altoona Fall Creek on Saturday, May 22nd. They head to, or they will, how many games they got at home in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4 home games in a row. They'll host Arcadia Independence, and then they host Altoona Fall Creek, host Lawrence Academy, and host Wapaka before they go down to Melrose Mindoro to finish off the season. So another good run there for the Royals, but nothing to show for it except killing some time off the clock as we play in minute number 77, and Kelly Kirkman will come in to finish the final 13 minutes. Still 1-1, bottom of the fourth inning over at Buchholz Park in Stevens Point. 2-0, Nina still up on top of Kakona in the top of the fifth. Hannah Wall trying to make a run for the Falcons. (5-1) Newman Catholic over Stratford in softball. Leah Peterson loses possession. Grace Dolan swings it up ahead. Again, if the Royals are able to hold on for the last 12 minutes and 15 seconds, we'll talk to Coach Wendels. That highlight, will be on our highlights later, or that interview will be on our highlights later on tonight, as well as talking to senior goalkeeper Kate Ethan for the Royals. We'll talk to Kate about the matchup here tonight and getting to play in her senior season, as Grace Dolan tracks it down now for the Royals. 5 seniors on this Assumption Royals team. Go through them in just a moment. Kate Ethan, Maria Hartley, Kaylin Casey, Julia Drewiski, and Araya Elson for Coach Jim Wendels and the Royals. We play in minute number 79, ticking down to 80th minute. Again, the amount of shots that Amherst has not gotten here, especially in the second half, after the aggressive start to the half, has been the outstanding defensive work for Assumption. As Olive Wilson has it out. Passes up to Kayla Kirkman. Wilson tries to track it down. She does. And Amherst just looks gassed here in the 80th minute. not a situation they have been in the last handful of weeks to start this season. They started off 7-0, lost to, Izzy Youngworth just put it right on goal. But they started the season off 7-0. They lost to Marquette at Waupaca on Saturday, and then they tied with Mosinee last night. And a wall passes up to Leah Peterson. Peterson, and off the leg of Bree Sullivan. Nice job by Bree. We are in the 80th minute. Slight drizzle here at Amherst High School, Heartland Farms Field, just past 6 o'clock here in central Wisconsin. Steve Maves alongside Trevor Zaleski at this Midwestern Wisconsin Conference girls soccer match between the Amherst Falcons and the Assumption Royals. Assumption scoring in minutes 3 and 20 and have not looked back since. Again, just over and over talk about how good this defensive effort has been for Amherst this afternoon, or excuse me, for Assumption against Amherst this afternoon. And before we wrap things up here in the next 9 minutes, we'd like to thank our friends over at Awards & More. Awards & More is your one-stop location for awards, plaques, trophies, embroidery, screen printing, and promotional products. Awards & More is also the proud sponsor of the Zaleski Sports Athlete of the Month. Visit Awards & More on Facebook to begin your next trophy order today. Kate Ethan gobbles that one up. Again, Kate hasn't needed to be perfect tonight. She hasn't had a whole lot of contention, I guess, especially here in the second half. Early on, Kayla Kirkman sends it in and right into the gut of Alyssa Kersling for Amherst. In minute number 82, Kendall Dillman gets ready to check in. And that one's going to go out, and another throw-in for the for the Royals. Looks like Kate Omernick checks in, as well as Kendall Dillman. Dillman checks in for Mally Steinley. Excuse me, Jen Omernick, not Kate. Jennifer Omernick checks in. Where's 11? And Grace Dolan turns and sends it ahead to Kayla Kirkman. Again, just an outstanding performance for Assumption tonight. Sends it ahead as Kubis tracks it down, passes it up, and centers it did Sadie Donahue, and then back to the Falcons here in minute number 83. Can appreciate everyone sticking around this afternoon. It has been a good soccer match from beginning to end for Assumption. They just have worn down this Amherst team and a couple of missed hits, and Alyssa Kersling just able to get a hand on it before Olive Wilson brought it down. Bree Sullivan passes it up to Wilson, and that one will go out and a throw-in for the Falcons. Minute number 84. Kubis up to Dillman. Dillman right foot and in! Kendall Dillman from 35 yards out and just let her rip. And Alyssa could not make the play. And it is 3-0 Assumption in minute number 84. We saw it during warm-ups. That Alyssa Kersling was having issues with the high ball. And Kendall Dillman, just much like Kayla Kirkman in the first half, just let it rip. And was the end of that one for Kendall Dillman, her second goal of the night. Kara Drewiski, I believe, if that is 18 out there. Drewiski checks in. as Clara Kubis fighting with Leah Peterson. Right foot up ahead for Donahue. Passes up to Kayla Kirkman. Great pass by Donahue. Kirkman gets by Lindy. Left foot and a great save by Alyssa Kersling. Donahue on the rebound and misses wide right.
Amherst goal kick. Entering the game for Assumption was number 18, Kara Drewiski.
We play in minute number 85. The Royals up 3-0 and well on their way to win number 4 in a row. Amherst will drop game number 2 in their last 3 games. Donahue tries to track it down. It's going to be kicked out by Almernick. Again, we'll have an opportunity to talk to Coach Wendels and Katie Ethan here tonight. Senior goalkeeper for the Royals. Alyssa Kersling with the left foot sends it in the air. Sends it back up to Sage Peterson. But don't forget, stick around for an Aceville Dairy post-game show. We'll recap this one, get you ready for our couple of other games up ahead. 3-0 Royals, 86th minute. Right off the noggin of Leah Peterson from her sister, Sage Peterson. Up ahead to Gracie Dolan. She passes up to herself. Can she track it down in time? She just keeps it in, but Skylar Lindy right there for the Falcons. Izzy Youngworth swings it around to Kayla Kirkman. Back to Youngworth with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Again, the defensive effort. I'll just keep saying it. I'll say it in the postgame as well. The defensive effort by Assumption has been outstanding here tonight. 4 minutes left. Centers it to Dolan. Olive Wilson with it. Wilson to the center. Over to Grace Dolan. And Jen Almernick tracks it down. And again, Trubisky and this defensive effort against the high-powered offensive Amherst of Alexa Schulfer, Hannah Wall, Kate Almernick has been very, very fundamentally sound tonight. And we'll talk to Coach Wendels about that. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. A couple of substitutions coming in, and they will stop the clock at 86:51 because of the substitutions, as Gracie Johnson will check in, as well as Chloe for the Royals. Dalish, I believe.
Gracie Johnson and number 19, Chloe DeLige. And for Amherst, number 26, Tara Thompson.
87-15. We play in the 88th minute. Goal kick coming for the Falcons. 3-0 Royals, and that is, again, the dagger. It is a third goal most of the time in soccer and in hockey. It is a stab to the side if you're any team, and Kendall Dillman put that dagger in the Falcons in minute number 84. Kirkman a goal in minute 20, Dillman in 3 and 84 for the Royals. We play in minute number 89. 2 minutes left.
2 minutes remaining.
Royals have played a game from start to finish this afternoon. That was unmatched. Sage Peterson fighting against Grace Dolan. Grace just a sophomore. Kendall Dillman just a freshman. Kayla Kirkman a junior. Kirkman with it now, sends it in and just misses wide left. minute and a half to go. Kersling will set it up for Lindy, who will send it away. Bree Sullivan up to Kayla Kirkman. Now it's going to roll to the out-of-bounds line. And it'll be out. Throwing it up ahead to Izzy Youngworth. Right foot, wide left, and 45 seconds to go here in the match this afternoon. It has been a very impressive 90 minutes of soccer for the Assumption Royals, who will go to 4-0-2 on the season. Winners of 4 in a row and have not given up a goal in that 4-game winning streak. Amherst will fall to 7-2-1 and have lost 2 of their last 3 matches this in the last week or so. And they will be shut out for the first time this season. Bree Sullivan centers it up. That will do it. The Assumption Royals 3 and the Amherst Falcons nothing. Here this afternoon from Amherst. Time now for a Nationville Dairy post-game show. We'll hear from Nationville Dairy and then come back to Heartland Farms Field in just a moment.
Your final this evening is the Assumption Royals 3, your Amherst Falcons 0. Shots on goal, Assumption 13, Amherst 2. Your goal scorers at the 2.
Well, the Grow Wisconsin Dairy Processing Grant is for really any dairy, or up to $50,000 you can get for like improvements, help with like food safety aspects. It's actually you have to pay part of the service that you're getting, so you have to pay 20% of it. So we were actually granted $6,150, and so that's the 80%. So our project is at a little over $7,000. So that's showing them that we're doing something with their milk. We're not just taking it, turning it into cheese, sending it in the stores, sending the customer, like everyone else does. Anything that we do in the plant with food safety is great for everyone. It's not just great for us. It's telling the customer that we make a good product. It's telling the farmer, our patrons, that we're doing good with their milk, and so that should really go to heart. That you're going to get a safe product coming out of here. It's cool to see that all the Hymans they really like to see their name out in the community, but especially for anything with children's groups. They sponsor a bike raffle every year. And they actually go and give it to the kid in the schools. I know that's a huge thing every year. But yeah, it's really cool to see their name out there. Seeing them a sponsor, we all got kids, we all were kids, so most likely something came out of here that we've done.
We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fleur, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Letta, Casseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Welcome back to Amherst High School. Time now for the Nationville Dairy postgame show. Nationville Dairy has fresh cheese curds made daily at nationvilledairy.com. Assumption coming away with a 3-0 win over the Amherst Falcons, starting off with Kendall Dillman in minute number 3. And Kayla Kirkman answering right back in minute number 20 to put the Royals up 2-0 at halftime. And then Kendall Dillman with a dagger in minute number 84 for the Royals. 3-0 here tonight. The Wisconsin Rapids Assumption Royals, 13 shots on goal. Amherst at just 2. Again, the Royals will be back in action on, Thursday. They will host Wild Rose Watoma over at Washington Elementary School. and then they will and then they'll be back in action next Monday. Most likely we will have that game for you over at the elementary school between Melrose, Mindoro, and Assumption. So the Royals advance to 4-0-2 on the year. Amherst drops to 7-2-1 here tonight. Again, final score, Assumption 3, Amherst nothing. We'll be back with more Assumption sports for you on Thursday, as we'll have baseball and softball for you on Zaleski Sports. For Trevor Zaleski, this is Steve Maves from Amherst High School. Stay warm, stay dry. Finally getting some rain here in central Wisconsin. The Royals come away with a 3-0 win to improve to 4-0-2 in Midwestern Wisconsin Conference play. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll talk to you again somewhere in central Wisconsin on Thursday afternoon.